Lost about where to start with artificial intelligence? Stop scrolling. This quick roadmap turns confusion into action with 5 clear practical steps you can follow right now. Step 1, Foundations. In this, what you can do is you can go and master algorithm design and problem solving. So it is nothing fancy, but it means how before you build a code, how do you start thinking about the logic of the code? How do you start thinking about the functionality of whatever you are trying to build? So it is, and all that is summarized in algorithm design and problem solving. You can practice it on lead code or hacker rank. You can pick up any language, but Python is a good choice. In this, you can build tiny projects, sort of sorting data, making a calculator, calling an API, declare and call functions. These small wins create the coding muscle you need for AI. And in this era of vibe coding, frankly speaking, you do not need to be a master at coding. You just need to understand how does it operate, and these steps will help you in doing that. The next step starts with the cloud skills. In The one thing peculiar about LLMs is that they need a huge GPU or a compute space to run. So practically speaking, only viable way to use these model is to use cloud. We have three major cloud providers, which is Azure, AWS, and GCP. You can learn compute, storage, networking, applied AI services of any one of these clouds. Their learnings or their learning materials are available in the internet. You can even use YouTube for getting the basic knowledge of these. It doesn't need you to be a hardcore coder to understand all these. You just need to understand the concepts. Once you are done with understanding what do you mean by compute, storage, networking, and applied AI services, you can go into the next step, which is deploying a small Python app to Azure Functions or AWS Lambdas. These are nothing but serverless computes, which that really means is that you just need to take your code, put it into the services in the Azure or AWS or GCP, and they will run the code on your behalf. You don't need to set up infrastructure and other aspects. Once you are done with these two steps of learning the foundations of algorithm design and problem solving, understanding Python, and having a basic knowledge of cloud, you can start with the step 3, which is the understanding of the core AI concepts. You can start with learning the basics of machine learning. What is machine learning? What are the different types of machine learning, which is supervised, unsupervised, and other forms of it, which is deep learning. You can understand what are the neural networks, what are transformers, and transformers are basically the tech or the foundation behind the chat GPT and other LLMs which we see in the market as of lately. And then once you are done with these basics, you know, okay, what are these, how these topics work. And again, here you do not need to get into the practicals of it. You just need to understand the theory, how they work. And first time, if you're not able to understand this also, that's totally okay. With time, you will be able to get the understanding. Post that, you can learn how this LLM works. You can go with any available the LLMs in the market, which is Azure, OpenAI, AWS Bedrock, or a lot of other vendors which are there, which provide the LLM as endpoints, or LLM as service as we call it now. So here what you can do is you can make simple calls. You can see, okay, how that really works. How do you make a API call? Once that is done, you can explore the prompt engineering. Prompt engineering is nothing but you telling the model what to do and that is what LLMs are doing nowadays. They are able to understand the text directly. Earlier we used to code all of that into our models. Now you can just write a clear, concise text which tells the LLM model what to do. There is one more concept known as retrieval augmented generation. It is one step beyond, where you since LLM is practically trained on entire internet, entire data, you provide your model some bigger reference points apart from prompt to look at before it generates answers for you. And one more thing which is there is fine tuning. Fine tuning is not the training of the model, but just putting your data set into the model to enhance what it already knows. So these three concepts are good enough for you to continue on your learning journey. Once you are done with all the previous four steps, you are ready with the theoretical and little bit of practical knowledge as to how to solve business problems, and now you have to start doing that. Go into whatever role or kind of area you are in, and try to fit in AI. Try to come up with some POCs or MVPs for solving your everyday problems. Now, AI nowadays is that much advanced that it can really solve a lot of challenges. Like, you have problems where you have to read handwritten signatures, whether they are present or not. You have to understand voice and do summarization. You have to, based on different sentiments you're getting from an email, you have to take certain actions. All of these things AI can do, and you can start with those POCs. You can put these skills into practice, and that's where you start. Then you do your iteration, you learn, you implement, you take the feedback. Any AI solution is built on two very important aspects. One is how you are putting technology into it, and then how good is your business case. Both are really important. If you focus on only one, then it will not be a successful one. You have to balance it out. And then you can do your recursive journey of reading AI blogs, papers to stay current, and certifications in cloud, as well as AI to validate your skills, and then get going. So that's your path. I mean, with foundations, cloud skills, core AI concept, building of agent practical projects, this is a whole 100-foot view of how you have to do it. Each of these steps has its own sub steps, but in this age of AI, you can put this out into some copilot or into some AI chatbot and get the understanding as to what you need to do next. But this is how you have to get starting, because that's the most difficult part. You do not know where to start. This is your initiation point. This is from where you can get started.